main stage. I knew it. He's such a sore loser, y'all. He couldn't even handle the pressure. He could not handle the pressure. He kept choking, slipping up. He literally, in the second round, going to jump in the audience, y'all. Going to jump in the crowd, talking about, on God, or God, who's talking, or God, he going to say. What he going to say? Who's running their mouth, on God. So let me just walk y'all through it. Oh my gosh. For first round, I must say JACKBOY did pretty good in the first round, although he did choke a little bit. He did slip up, okay? He says something like, always talking about, you heard about, now you heard a bow, he says. Then he says something like, John Legend 3, 4 stacks, I'm so ready to go right now. He says, now she Beyonce all over the body like, say my name, you know. So that was kind of nice, you know. Then he just starts choking. He act like he forgot, you know, the rest of his bars. It was a minor slip up. Then he bring it back. But when he say a bar, the crowd kind of booed one of his bars. But then he started cooking again. And then the whole round, the first round, he basically talking about John's mother. All right, then he say a line about Hitman can reload with my bullets that came out of him, he says, which I heard before. Okay, then he started talking about Miss Hustle and a good thing she didn't keep that baby, keep John's baby. So he was pretty solid in the first round, although he did, you know, have a minor slip up. He did choke up a little bit. Okay, so now John goes. So the first round, I noticed John had this tough vest, nice vest on. It said John, the Don in the front, and then when he turned to the back, it said Bullpen Boss on the back. That shit is tough. I like that vest, John. I want one. All right, so he had a line about now he's all jack of trades. It was a nice line he said before that. Then he says something like, they say a man's home is where he hangs his hat, ... I knock a brim off and bring a new meaning to capping. Something like that he says that the crowd like, you know. So he basically had a lot of jack flips, a lot of jack name flips in the first round. I ain't gonna lie though, I kind of didn't like John's first round. But because JACKBOY did choke in his first round, I had to give it to John by default. Okay, but had had JACKBOY not choke, he would have took in the first round because I didn't really like John's first round. So now we go into the second round. JACKBOY just kept getting worse and worse, y'all. He only did 2 rounds. So the second round comes and he says something about I F that B that you be up. He first of all, it took him a while to actually start cooking, and he really never cooked, to be honest with you. Okay, so the crowd was being patient too. It took a while. He was saying things and trying to get to a setup, you know, or to a punch, but he was never punching. Okay, then he say, I like this line, he say, I shoot John, then I shoot John, both names, you know, and the crowd like that. But that's one thing he kept doing. He kept saying things twice for some reason. He kept saying a lot of bars twice. Then he say, he stops to drink water. It was a long pause, so I knew that was pretty much a choke. Okay, and then he says something like, that ain't cool, Jay, you know this can't go with the hats. He said, you know, so I thought that was a nice line. So after that, you know, round, okay, the crowd starts booing. After he finished his round, the crowd starts booing because it took him a minute to really get, you know, to his bars, to his punches. He was just okay. All right, so now we go on to John's second round. So John goes, his second round was phenomenal, y'all. John really did his thing in this second round. He says something like, what's tough about wearing your shirt? Basically the angle that I said in my prediction about JACKBOY always having his shirt off in the band. So he talked about that. What's so tough about you having your shirt off with a bunch of niggas in the crowd? Then he said, he was like, you effing fruit, bow. That shotgun got one thing straight. Yo, that was fire, because you know Shotgun Suge is famous for saying, let's get one thing straight. Then he had a line about something. He say like he dining too. Let's drop this Applebee. It was a fire bar. Didn't get the whole bar down. He say something like ficky ficky dot dot. This that sticky sticky roofed up under one name. What is y'all? Pretty Ricky? He says like he was just going off. Like he had a lot of creative bars in this round. This is the second round. He said then he started talking about the Walmart chain. Another angle that I said that he may go for. So he was like, that Walmart chain is something we gotta deal with. You know, so he literally was like, I got it. He takes out the Walmart chain, really embarrassing him. JACKBOY was so embarrassed, y'all. People in the crowd, everybody started laughing. Tay-Rock come out like, what is this? What the F is this? And then Twerks get mad. Twerk actually go in the middle of the stage and had some words with Tay-Rock and John. Beasley and Smack had to come in between because I'm sorry, Twerk was getting mad that John was really embarrassing JACKBOY. And John kept saying, he asked for this, he asked for this. And he was like, this shit was $70.99 and had the nerve to say black wealth. Like he was going in, John. Then he was like, pay attention. I said, pay attention. You see me dropping jewels? And he dropped the chain. And when he said that, yo, the crowd went wild, y'all. The crowd went wild. Then he was like, matter of fact, you want your chain back, Jack? And he throws the chain in the crowd. And then everybody was dying laughing. Everybody was going crazy, y'all. He was like, go get it. And yo, everybody, he was like, when this tech starts singing, Houston gonna sing with it. John the Don was going off in the second round. Okay, everybody was feeling him. JACKBOY knew he was in trouble. So now when JACKBOY comes on, he comes on in the third round and he starts again talking about John's mom at first. Then he's talking about his case with the baby mother. And then literally the lights cut off. I felt like I was watching a band battle. Like I'm like, yo, something is wrong with the power. The lights literally shuts off. So I pretty much knew that this was JACKBOY surprise or something that he basically made them do. This was a part of his round, I could tell. So then he was taking him too long to get to the punch. Like I could tell that JACKBOY was forgetting his rounds, he was forgetting his bars. Okay, so only the spotlights appear as if he's on a band setting, a band stage, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, because being that he was taking so long, he kept stuttering, he kept forgetting his bars, and the crowd knew it. They trying to be patient, but they knew that he wasn't, doing so well, so they started either talking or booing. So he jumps in the audience, y'all, and try to fight somebody talking about who's running their mouth on God, who's running their mouth. And the crowd just chanting 3-0, because he just acting so immature, y'all. So immature, it's like he can't even handle the pressure of a battle rapper. Like, who does that? Well, I never saw a battle rapper try to fight somebody in the audience just because they talking or just because they booing. He acted like a sore loser. And I'm so happy that he lost this battle because he's so disrespectful. I hated the way he was calling, Tech-9 victims bees and stuff. So I'm so happy that this happened to him. I am just not sorry for him. And I just hope he's never on a main stage. I'm sorry to say, because obviously he can't handle it. All right? And John kept saying, he asked for it. He asked for it. Sure enough, he was so embarrassed, y'all. He gets up out of the crowd because John comes down. New Jersey Twerk jumps to the audience. Drugs jumps down. And they trying to console him. And he acting like a baby. He got his head down. He acting like he want to cry, y'all. And you hear John saying, yo, it's going to get worse this third round. The crowd chanting 3-0, 3-0 in favor for John because of this idiot. I couldn't believe it, y'all. I couldn't believe it. In my mind, I'm like, good for you, good for you. I don't feel sorry for him, y'all. Don't feel sorry for him. Don't feel sorry. So John, even though John didn't get to spit his third round, he won both the first 2 rounds and he won the battle. And JACKBOY ran up on the stage and went to the back because he was so embarrassed. Good for you, JACKBOY. Bye. See y'all later for the next battles. All right, later.